Dr. Seamus here from drseamus.com, and let's talk a little bit more in depth today about gut health and really a couple components of the gut here I'd like to unpack, and those are the gut-associated lymphoid tissue as well as serotonin production in the gut. And so we'll start off with this gut-associated lymphoid tissue, just call it the GALT. And it's a part of the lymphatic system, which is actually more part of the immune system even. And it's said that 70 to 80% of the immune system actually resides in the gut, in the intestinal environment, in what's called this gut-associated lymphoid tissue. And so we know that when this is burdened and when this is not functioning up to par in people, we start to see a lot of infections come into the picture. And so this can be things like sinus infections, ear infections, skin infections, dermatitis issues, inflammation and infections of the internal organs, even blood disorders, blood infections, and digestive problems. And all these can come on when that gut-associated lymphoid tissue is being hampered in some capacity. And so usually this comes on from things like candidiasis and excessive yeasts in the gut. Maybe it's a dysbiosis or just an improper ratio of the good to bad microbes in the gut. It could be a small intestine bacterial overgrowth or really a number of GI conditions. And ultimately what happens is it just suppresses the proper functionality of that gut tissue, that lymphatic tissue, which is really part of the immune system. And we see a lot of these infections creep into the picture. And now as far as the serotonin goes, this is really called the happy hormone, but it functions as a neurotransmitter as well as a hormone in the body. And so serotonin is responsible for mood stabilization in the body, as well as the regulation of eating, sleeping, digestion. And so it is said that 90% of the serotonin production in the body is actually in the intestinal environment, in the gut. And so what's interesting with this is when that is in a state of disarray, the gut, and it's not producing or secreting that serotonin as well, we can actually see a lot of just anxiety issues, depression, feelings of just being low or the blues. And so this is so important to really modulate and rebalance, recalibrate the state of the gut so that that serotonin production and secretion and synthesis is at its optimal. And so I have a separate video talking a little bit more about the gut, how to optimize that as far as foods, and even a gut reboot program I offer. And so I would encourage you to check that video out on Facebook at Dr. Seamus, as well as on YouTube. You can just search Dr. Seamus Allen. That will go into more in depth about a gut reboot program I offer, some certain lab work that can be optimal to determine more what is going on in the gut, how to optimize functionality of the gut-associated lymphoid tissue, as well as that serotonin production. So guys, I just wanted to unpack a little bit more in depth those two components and how critical they are to overall body health. So this has been Dr. Seamus. Thank you guys for watching this video on gut health, gut-associated lymphoid tissue, and serotonin.